Wiseman's View is, it's got an energy, and it attracts all kinds of people. It attracts good and it attracts bad. And I never allow anyone to go to Wiseman's View by themselves, especially young people, especially girls, women, young women. I had a couple girls come in the other night and wanted directions to Wiseman's View. And I cautioned them. I said, you need to be really careful. There is such a good thing there, but there's also an undercurrent of something else. And so traveling groups, go together, take a couple guys with you, and pay attention to your surroundings, because it can be dangerous out there. There are at least 3 things going on in the Linville Gorge. I know for a fact that Special Forces does a lot of training there. They've been training Special Forces, military type people, since the Vietnam War. You know, it's like survival training. They'll drop a bunch of military guys into the gorge and pick them up in 2 weeks. And they need to survive in the gorge. That's very, very rugged. And they need to survive without being detected. So I know that at different times of the year and throughout the years that there are military men in the gorge. And I know that is a fact. I know that I've been watched when I was at Wiseman's View. I'm very perceptive of being watched or looked at, or I just have a sixth sense about that. Many nights I've been at Wiseman's View, and I spent more time watching my back than watching for lights. Recently, a year ago, I was at Wiseman's View, and I said, there's someone in the woods, and there's someone watching us. And I feel sure that that was a military guy in training. There's also, you know, the lights, and they're spiritual, they're sacred, they're maybe spirits. But you also have, I believe, a UFO connection. I was walking into Wiseman's View one evening, and I saw something. I saw something in the bushes, and I was with a group of people, and I, of course, am always in the lead because I know the terrain very well. And I startled something or someone. As I was coming down the trail, I heard a branch snap, and I looked quickly to my left, and I saw something that was maybe 4 feet tall, 3.5, 4 feet tall. And when it saw me, it ducked and disappeared. Now, I was bothered, but I kept it to myself because I was with this group of people. And of course, you don't want them thinking, you know, what's Cindy seen? You know, what she thinks she's seen. So I kept quiet about that evening. But there were other people in the group that were uncomfortable that evening, feeling that something was watching us. One of the fellas that was with us, he's a friend of mine, was walking behind me when I saw this thing in the woods. And when he and I got down to the overlook at Wiseman's View, he asked me, he said, "Cindy, what did you see back there?" And I told him. And he says, well, he said, "I didn't see it, but I heard it." But he said, "I feel that there's something here watching us tonight, something watching you tonight." I've also heard some stories. There's a lot of folks that have talked about there possibly being an underground facility in this Linville Gorge area. I've had, you know, some people think it's a military base, some people think it's a UFO base, but underground in these mountains. Years ago, there was a fella named Jeremy. I never met him, but I heard plenty of people that had met him and told his story. And Jeremy would spend many nights at Wiseman's View. He'd be camping there, and he was always in search of the lights. And he told a story that one night the top of Hawksbill Mountain opened up, and these crafts were going inside the mountain. He said it was just like a hatch. And if you're familiar with Hawksbill and what Hawksbill Mountain looks like, it's a big rock formation that's shaped like a hawksbill. And he said it just opened up and the crafts were going in and out. Now, I've heard those stories. I haven't seen anything like that, but I've heard there's plenty of people that believe that theory.